Important match.
Absolutely. A crazy curveball to throw in game one. If you manage to come out on top in this game with a Neela pick, suddenly this is a must-pick ban, highly contested champion, can change the entire structure of draft moving forward. But can they execute on it? As highlighted, Neela, very feasible. Early level 2 comes through, courtesy of the experience sharing from Guma as he grabs those creeps and just makes the lane that much more difficult.
And both these champions, we talked about, Scout's gonna have to flash.
Flash to the safety, clockwork windup. Baker not gonna overextend. Not gonna step too far forward to push that advantage, but excellent start for him in the mid lane.
Yeah. Zeus couldn't actually base, and now Owner is not there, and the jungler's coming up, and Zika 6, so they're going to look for an all-in.
Zeus has the ulti, a bit of extra movement speed. We're looking away from the flag and drag. Quick flash out to safety. Instantly just going to ult for the extra movement speed. Now the damage coming through for the Gwen. Tarzan looking to follow up the flash in. Zeus still living for now, but first blood on the top side for LNG as Zika cuts him down.
Really well played there by LNG. Owner didn't want to show.
As every 20 souls, 15 AD, 20 range, 10% crit chance. So it's going to feel good every time you hit one of those breakpoints as Carrier. T1, 3 members in the area, ready to set up. Scout on the flank, however, going to look for the shove. Is going to manage to catch only Zeus in the meantime. Baker still standing strong. Shockwave getting good damage down. T1 quick to force the fight. Zika not powerful enough to force that one through. T1 taking one and might just turn right back to the Herald.
And T1 there, a lot of confidence. Crucially there, I think they're relying on the ultimate from...
Further extend Faker's lead. As you can see on the bottom of your screen there, Scout doing what he can to just push everything back, but now they might just go in for the counter punch. Scout pulled away, forced to flash out to safety. The Herald still connects. Now Faker going to be in trouble, but again, there's no follow-up damage here. Oriana just sitting pretty. Thank you very much, Tarzan. That was terrible. And now what the hell? T1, they're living rent-free in the heads of LNG. They have a timeshare there, and they're just now cashing in.
And usually LNG is the team that is so good about not taking fights that they shouldn't take.
With the W and the R and amping healing, that can't afford to actually all in on Carrier, then hey, maybe it's going to work out.
Forward. Flash out to save from Carrier is clean. TP now coming in just to cover the play in the mid lane just in case. Crown buff will fade away, but T1 leveraging that TP just to ensure that they come out on top in the skirmish will LNG need to consider as we see this all in on the top side. Zeus getting the Q3 in, but not quite as much sustained as initially expected. Hex Drinker pocked. Won't result in much more. Both sides simply backing away. A trade of ultimates. But you can see here, a lot of T1's composition leveraging the power of healing. Might need to see some reduction from the side of LNG, but TP coming top side.
They're all coming. There's 4 at top right now.
Full focus on getting this objective bounty. Zeus, flag and drag. We'll just get the flash in the end. Tower picked up on the bottom side as well.
That's going to be double objective bounty in about 30 seconds there for LNG. They got the tier 1 bot. They're taking the tier 1 top. Yes, they're going to be. The answer is going to be yes. Zika's already on it, and T1 are coming, so the fight is going to be on.
Have to be careful about locking themselves in the pit. Keep your eyes on Guma if he gets to the back line. Owner now stepping forward. Dragon Soul stolen, and now it's Guma Yushi looking to tear through the entire team. Goes golden right to the back line. Zeus continuing to step up, but Zeka needs to be the difference maker. Zeka needs to hold on, but there are too many members free firing into the Gwen. Zeus stands strong on the back side of the fight, taking down so many members on the side of LNG.
And Zeka tries heroically, but it's not enough. The steal comes through. T1 have the gold lead, and they're able to take a commanding lead. Only Carrier ends up going down.
Busan erupts as T1 claims. Perma pushed in. So even once this Blitzcrank got out of lane, there wasn't much recourse for him, and T1 on the push. Zeus maybe in trouble.
Zeus off to the side, but LNG have to be careful about overcommitting. Zeus still just taunting them, teasing them. Blitzcrank, can the hook come out? Cataclysm locking him in. They will connect, but he pulls it back upon Theosis. Gumayushi ascending to godhood in that moment as LNG are torn to shreds. T1 too far ahead. They make it look effortless.
It's a clean ace for T1. Baker shockwaves the minions just to speed up the demise of LNG. The Korean fans erupt here as T1 gonna claim game number 1.
Busan will not be silenced yet. Incredible start for T1. LNG kicking themselves after that early game, and to be honest, it was a mess there as we got later and later into the game. Gonna have to go back to the drawing board as we get ready for game 2. And to pick what champion, but I feel like LNG have just been consistently on the back foot. Again, the second game they had the loss, they opted for blue side. T1, again, using this support counter pick to such great effectiveness, at least in terms of throwing off LNG plans. That said, still have to execute in game.
It's gonna be so interesting because,
losing the sustain war, he hasn't recalled yet. Scout has, of course, already used his TP back to lane. Potential window here to try to capitalize on. Faker still has the flash available. The healing as well. Can he find a target? Is going to flash back under the tower. Shock blast there. Faker making it out to safety. Scout now looking to follow up the healing, now coming in, trying to find the 1-for-1, but Scout will stand strong, getting the kill onto Faker in the mid lane.
That's huge for LNG, and a mistake from Faker. Steps back. He had evaded the gank. He had gotten away, but he wanted to greed out for it. Owner, though, does spot Scout.
Mounted up. The sapling going to slow him down enough that Scout can't escape. TP now coming in, though. Faker most likely just going to catch the wave here. Do they want to
Get the 2. And we'll have to see, who's going to be able to get that side lane advantage. If Zika
step forward, the combo coming through, the abduction of the Kitty Cats, once again forcing out the flash. The snare will connect, but there is no follow-up there. Instead, the Herald immediately going to get dropped. T1 now looking to grab 2 plates here. Flash in, though. Owner's not happy with just 2 plates. Scout now going to be in trouble, but they can't quite find the damage. Faker going forward, looking for a bit of revenge. After the first tower dive, he will find the kill on the Scout as the Herald crashes.
It's a great dive from T1 Owner, no hesitation. Even with Tarzan, I think, handling that very well, trying to block out Faker, keep him get the plates with the crash.
Hung now stepping in, the flash away, the flash to safety, the slows, big. Kuma locked down, should get taken out here. Chains of Corruption going wide, he will not be able to get anything back. Crucial kill over to Gala.
And really big play there from Zika, able to find his way towards that bot side, and that's the one risk you always run with this double marksman lane, is overextending. It will be paying some. So BLG, for example, be really successful. Why Weibo was able to get such big leads consistently, it's this bot side counter picks as Zeus goes in on Tarzan.
Tarzan comes through with the twisted advance. Zeus getting lower and lower. We're going to try to burn through. Hack trigger isn't going to be enough. Flash out to safety. On the backside, Kuma managing to land the ultimate. A little bit of follow-up damage. Zeus coming back in for the extra healing. Double TP now going in. Faker is there. Lockdown come in, and Zika's going to try to find one. Faker is towing away the ultimate. That's the needlework coming out. LNG being pushed back by the side of T1. Faker's stolen Maokai ultimate will connect, but no further fight breaks out.
But look at the health. Tarzan is incredibly low.
Peria stepping a little bit too far here, but still has the flash. Holds on to it, won't even use it.
Gonna be the heal invested instead. T1 still gonna start this up.
Zay comes down to a poke battle. He will not come out on top. LNG forcing the issue.
Hong doesn't have a good angle to engage at all, though. Like, look where he's playing. He's almost like trying to mark Zeus, but he needs to get the backline. They're gonna go.
Flash in. Owner Gala manages to make it out safety. Isolated for now. Looking for Zeus over the wall. Zeus on the backline. But Gala forced to safety. Chakrams stacked. Zeus can't find the angle, but the shutdown coming through for Faker. T1 taking the fight anyway. Gala looked good, but Gala did not matter. T1 finding the exchange.
And even with Gala surviving, the other front is won by T1. They're able to break up that core unit for LNG. There's not enough damage available, and that's going to be Soul for T1.
Zeus got so much done there for T1. Controlling the vision, and it always feels like the ball is in their court, so to speak, which I think is really what's making it feel like it's so one-sided.
Arrow coming in, will just miss through the goalpost. Stolen Maokai ultimate now used. Potentially a window of opportunity here for the side of T1. Flash in onto Owner. Owner still making it out to safety. A lot of resources committed. Gwen still on the bottom side of the map. Zika does have TP up and available. Tarzan getting chunked. And LNG not really able to get anything, just a trade of Maokai ultimate.
And that's a really big win here for T1. Not having the Maokai ult available makes contesting the Baron way harder.
And Tarzan committed his flash.
Ultimate.
Owner a little bit chunked here, and Hong's looking for that angle. They're going to try to pinch Zeus.
Dragon resetting a little bit here. Both sides backing away. It's just a battle of poke. Both sides hoping to bait the other one into pressing the trigger. The charm now coming through. Will it be enough to lock down Zeus? No is the answer. Scout given to the Aatrox as tribute, and now Gala's in trouble. T1 coming alive. They see the window of opportunity. They see the weakness in the armor of LNG, and they tear it asunder. There is no room left in the fight. T1 will take everything they want in this game too. Hung, a last desperate effort, but the TP's coming mid. I mean, that's going to be game.
They're going to throw for the end. T1 put LNG in a lose-lose position. You have to contest for this objective. Elder, just too much power to give over. But T1 patiently prodding, find the angle.
And the fervor of the fans in Busan will not force T1 to play over-aggressive. They keep their discipline, they remain composed, they close out cleanly versus LNG in Game 2 and bring us to match point, a semifinal spot on the line.
What a performance from T1 thus far. Dominance in Game 1. And for Game 2, the word that comes to mind is control. Absolute control, start to finish. It never seemed like LNG were the ones driving this game. T1 looking for them to take over a 5v5, but I feel like T1, especially with this Jace coming through, can play through sides, can be able to answer, can be able to poke, and I feel like they have got a lot more tools in their kit.
Yeah, because LNG outside of the Orianna is playing, and even that isn't going to be that good if you don't have control of the area already. Ash every single time as Tarzan and Owner are going to meet.
Walking in face to face. Sustained damage, neither side has that much, but right now a lot of damage coming in for Tarzan. Owner now just going to zoom his way out to safety. That's the phase rush proccing, Buckler coming in. Both sides squaring up with the big old golem here. Flash in, wall bang, first blood! Owner living up to his name!
Owner plays it out perfectly, gets the aggro back onto Tarzan.
Does he get the blue?
And he's going to get the blue as well. As Tarzan retreats back, he gets too close to the wall. Owner sees the opportunity, and now he's going to try to cut off Scout here potentially. Scout senses it and does.
From the guy that was the big underperformer on this roster. Azeus
stepping in, lots of damage. Zika now forced to flash out to safety. Zeus holding on for now. Hex Flash coming in, Poppy going to try and save the day. Buckler goes in, a little bit of a slow going through. Zeus needs to be careful here, can't walk too far forward, but Owner just continuing to harass. The E flashed away from Owner everywhere he needs to be.
And now it's a disaster. The lane is I don't know if Zeus is going to get his back, but the lane is pushing into Zeus.
Use the Buckler. Now they're going to go aggressive bot side.
Bottom side, Owner trying to work with a little bit of space. Hung has no mana. Gala finds the initial route. The follow-up, good damage coming through from Gala. Potential, an opportunity to turn, but Owner sticking right on top of him. Phase rush now procced. Owner just going to zoom his little butt out to safety. We'll be fine for now. LNG holding on in the three.
To be able to answer what Carry is going to do. And it's also allowed Gala to play Ghost when generally against Renata, you always have to play
six.
Tarzan looking down here on the bottom side. Good initial damage. Nice pullback on the shockwave. Guma still standing for now. The bailout will buy enough time for them to get one kill back. Tarzan still standing, and that means Guma will fall. LNG find an angle on bottom side, but here comes the hostile takeover. Faker knocking two, but the tower, it does not fire back. Owner does not have the angle to follow up on the Gala. He will just barely be able to find a Gala now, trying to make it out to safety. T1 need to get a kill back and return. Gala goes up. Gala goes down, but for now he is still standing. Finding the dissonance, finding the speed up. Gala making it out, and hope sparks anew for the side of LNG.
What a dive there from LNG, able to pull it off and get out. You thought they were screwed as we're going to have potentially a fight here on top side. When Carrier found that angle for the hostile takeover, I thought it was for what feels like the first time.
Oh, as we might have another return play here from Tarzan.
Rinse and repeat, finding the lineup, finding the angle, instant damage coming through for Felios. They can get the root as well if they can find the mark, but nice counter punch coming in from Guma, using the ult to stop the play in its tracks. Gala continuing to step up. Desperate to get a little bit more here, but has to be careful. The mark now coming through. Var is good damage. Guma wants to finish it, and he gets it! Absolutely outplayed in the 1v1. Guma finds the kill.
It's a 2v3, but T1 are on fire today. Guma and Carrier crushing through Gala and Hong, and just when we thought they had some hope, they take it right back away.
And we haven't discussed it, so these longer fights are so much stronger as they're still fighting.
Owner now trying to make his way out to safety. No dash is available, so the steadfast presence won't do much. Faker now zooming in. The scoop goes a little bit wide. The knockback ready to go just in case the counterpunch comes. Engage will be denied. T1 can just set their sights on the Drake. A bloody back and forth.
They push him out, sure. Tarzan gonna get away, but T1 will take the objective right off the back of it. Hong and Gala around. Tarzan is sniffing, but it's gonna be too little, it's gonna be too late, so it's about the fight if it's about anything.
On to Guma, follow-up is there. Owner not gonna connect, Zik on the backside. Hostile takeover is clean, and again, there's no cleanse available for Gala. It stops the play for now. Zika trying to find one. Owner surely should fall here. Still standing because of the bailout, but he will eventually die. LNG get the kill.
That is a big investment, though. Yes, they get the kill, but they lose the dragon, and Zeus is gonna have this freeway with the topside turret. T1 are still looking for a player. I don't know about that.
Have to be careful. Carry and Guma continuing to back up. 3 seconds left on Guma Yushi's ultimate.
There's no TPs.
Not without Iberis, cannot one-shot the wave.
Look at the Hex Gate. Faker's on his way.
Ulti available for Tarzan in just a couple of seconds here. Counting down, ticking away.
Yeah, they can't do it.
Faker gonna try to cover early ult to try to make it out safety. T1 backing off, are they gonna kill? LNG linger for a bit too long, not respecting the burst, and here comes Faker. Tarzan getting shredded by the soldier. One more is gonna do it. The Emperor of Shurima finding the double.
The double kill for the king of the LCK. Gets down to the bot lane, and Faker feels like he is on.
I don't think Faker is going to be substantially behind in his item finishes. Doesn't have a mythic now, but
push back, delays because of the crown shockwave, now pulling him back under tower. Faker keeping this one going. Trading ult for ult, not a bad deal. Again, Scout the most fed member of the team. Both sides will walk away with their lives.
At any point, because Tarzan has been on the back foot right from the get-go, allowing Zeus to play basically an isolated 1v1, which with the Jace,
Faker
he's always going to win.
in the darkness, coming through, the pushback onto Zeus to the skies, dunked down, and T1 just running the rift.
It's dominance from T1. This one quickly getting out of hand as Owner going to be chasing down Tarzan. He's got to run. Scout pushing out that tier 1 bot, but
Zooming in. Ulti goes a little bit wide, but the second half of the root on the Chain of Corruption will catch. Owner wants to keep this 1v1 going. Scout now retreating. Scout now coming in. Stun goes in. The pullback nice from Scout, buying a bit more time. But now again, the follow-up. The steadfast presence. And who is steadfast if not T1 in the face of elimination? 3 back-to-back clean early games as they fight against LNG.
And the only saving grace there is Faker ends up going down, even with the flash. Has this happened every single game? Like 3 Drakes? This early on is Tarzan.
Tarzan! That's your side of the rift. Zeus backing away. Gala off to the side. He can root up 2. Follow-up autos there. Roots. No, this buying a bit more time with the hostile takeover. Now they're now autoing each other. They're just killing each other. LNG, the fight instantly turned to beautiful from Carrier, but Scout can't get the damage. It is not enough.
T1 are going to keep the chase going. Faker's going to take the Hex gate. He wants to wrap behind them. Look at mid. Mid, they're going to try to get both towers. They'll prevent the charge on the tier 1 by killing it off. So they're going to push in that Herald and go for 2 towers off of the play. And off of the delay there from T1, they get a kill. They take 2 towers. They're going to get a 3rd charge mid as well.
And they got the Hextech Drake with all that going on as well. Soul point again at 18 minutes with a Hextech Soul.
And most of these games have been about T1.
Have to get creative. They're going to have to find picks. They're going to have to find a miracle. But T1 have been so bulletproof in their advancement of the game.
Down Carrier overstaying. Will get cut down here. Not quite enough life.
You can't even get the face-checking support. It just hurts so much for LNG. Nothing going their way.
LNG cannot get lucky, not even once. And again, now desperation strikes in the mid lane, just trying to get something back. That's Gala's Ghost gone. For LNG, every play now, every major move on the Poppy, nigh untouchable.
The crown has been popped and T1 are starting the Baron. LNG, your year is on the line right here, right now. How do they get in?
Can they make it work? Tarzan stepping forward, frontlining. The handshake pulls them back. The Baron already gone. There's no fight left. And still, Owner goes in, finds the knock-up on 2. Zika in the back line. They're just forced to back away. But again, discipline is the story for T1. They got what they came for, and they walk away.
T1 get everything. They get the TP off Zika, they get the Baron, they're pushing down that top lane, and they're going to be able to answer mid. Maybe you lose the tier 1, but look at Carrier. He's setting up for a play.
Hostile takeover, Shockwave there. Hostile takeover, a little bit of damage here. Faker off to the side. Owner backing away. Just the tier 1 and the objective bounty taken.
This is a 5 versus 4. Zeus is just pushing in the top side of the map. That's their most fat member. He's not even there.
And this is just dominance from T1. The space to become the player that he wants to be, to become greater, is now Faker breaking in the mid lane. Again, Tarzan can fish for the pick. They might be able to find it here. Can they get Faker down? The pushback is still there. Faker trying to slide, trying to glide out to safety. The root is there. The damage follow-up is not, however. Carrier, the flash in, the handshake onto Scout. You will not take his mid laner.
Zeus pushing down the bottom side. They can retreat back to a Hextech Soul. No answers remaining for LNG. This feels like checkmate from T1. An
a unhit Varus, a Zaire with Nashers, and a monster fat Jace.
And Zeus, full confidence play. There's no reason he needs to do that, but he does it anyway.
Zeus puts Zika 6 feet under, and he's looking to seal the deal. Another solo kill for the 5-0-0 Jace.
The gold lead, every advantage they could want. No reason to risk anything. It is slow, it is steady, it is controlled, it is massive damage. Gala firing back with the Inferno multi just to generate a little bit of space, but Scout getting chunks down. Don't even need a wave, just tearing through the tower as life bars shrink on the side of LNG, excuse me. Hope dwindling. JDG on the minds of T1 looking ahead to the semifinals.
Zeus just isn't missing. It's ridiculous. It's like 20 shock blasts in a row that this guy has hit. He's monster fed. And he is just having them downloaded.
Back connected down to the wall. Zeus firing up with so much damage. Down goes Zika. The pushback is massive. Gala knocked out at T1. Eyes on the prize.
And it's the God of Thunder. He loves his lightning champions, and Jace was always his most iconic. And in this final game, Zeus shows why he still pulls it out.
Final push now, LNG, one last desperate hold, but they've got nothing left. And even as every other LCK team falls away, Faker stays standing. T1 stays standing. The last light of the LCK burns bright, and Busan as they head to the semifinals.
And what a setup for semis this is, because I had faith in T1 coming into this series, but I thought that this was going to be a hard-fought battle. But T1, they threw a bunch of curveballs at LNG, and they just weren't able to find a consistent response.
It looks so difficult to answer T1 in draft. They were on point with the drafts. They were on point with the play. They may be the last remaining team from the LCK, but damn, is it a good one. This team was on fire, absolutely obliterating LNG.